Hey, I'm Cindy, and this is Care for Them, Care for You, my real life caregiving journey. Zero fluff and a whole lot of I didn't sign up for this honesty, plus some survival tricks I'm figuring out as I go. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're looking for color coded productivity, you've clicked the wrong video. What you will get here is real life caregiving, messy days, and tiny things I do so I don't fall apart. Consider this my ranting TED Talk, where nothing is made up, and the words do matter. Because if you're caring for everyone else, somebody should be caring for you. Welcome to episode 2, Chewed Up by the System. This episode, I talk about my brother's life, from hyper kid to adult chewed up by systems around him, and how that shaped him. I'll talk about roles I had during this time and how this helped my experiences of caretaking. During childhood, people described my brother as challenging, energetic, and intense. He was the 3-year-old who yelled, "Book me," and pushed a book into someone's stomach. He was also a daredevil. He climbed onto his bouncy horse, jumped off, and broke his leg. Our mom was the parent who took care of my brother. Our father couldn't help due to his own intellectual problems. This had my mom feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, and unsure of how to handle the situation. Once my brother was diagnosed with ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, a learning disability, and anger management disorder, he was put on meds. The doctor suggested my brother take breaks from his medication so he wouldn't build up a tolerance to them. My mom answered, "Either he gets medication or you prescribe some for me. I can't handle him without it." In early childhood, it was obvious he was more than just a high-energy kid. School noticed similar things. My brother was so difficult for the school to manage that our mom literally had to come and act as his shadow just to get him to focus on his work. Eventually, he ended up being held back a year and put on an IEP. I was still a kid myself, so I only saw bits and pieces during this time. As he got into his teens, my brother's behavior and anger ramped up. There was a lot of screaming matches, and times when he would just get up into our stepdad's face. It got so bad at times, our mom would get scared and call the cops. During this time, he was invited to a ski trip, but my parents were not comfortable with letting him go with the group, so he ended up missing out. This angered him. He decided he was going to ski down our stairs instead. He ended up breaking his arm. It was just another example of how his anger and impulsive decisions kept hurting him, literally and figuratively. This is also the era that my brother said he was getting into drugs. After high school, my brother went into a transition program. This offered him the chance for a community college in an auto repair trade and to help him build an understanding of basic adult life. As a young adult, my brother never finished college. He moved from mom and stepdad's house and in with our biological father, who walloped him. He left, became a nomad, and moved around the States. He lived in shelters and on couches. He was using drugs and found himself in hostile settings. I was asked to drive to Utah to rescue him and bring him back to Colorado. My brother was off the grid for days. When he returned, he was in bad shape. He was in deep with drugs and needed help. When I got to Utah, I met him outside a hotel. I didn't think he had a room there. It was dark when I got to the hotel, and when he got to the car, he looked homeless, not put together, and he didn't smell good. On the way to Colorado, how out of it he was and how bad things got really showed. Once back at home, he stayed with my mom and stepfather again, and he struggled to get along with them. He was in and out of the hospital for mental health and oxygen issues. One hospital stay, a male nurse tried to wake him up to fix his oxygen levels. My brother is hard to wake, and while he was homeless, he was traumatized being shaken and grabbed awake. He blacked out, got out of bed, picked up the male nurse, and dropped him on the floor. This led to his arrest and him being jailed. He was evaluated and not found competent to stand trial in any typical way. Instead of treating him like someone who was sick and disabled, the system had ignored him until things exploded. He still had to go in front of a judge. My parents helped bail him out of jail, but my mom had her own major health issues, so I stepped in and pushed for answers instead of more punishment. While in the court process, he was not allowed to leave Colorado. For someone who nomaded around the country for years, this forced stillness helped. My brother moved in with me, and I started lining up appointments and pushing for full evaluations. Those evaluations led to findings that he had schizophrenia and a mild IDD or intellectual disability disorder. Getting labels gave me a way to plug him into services. I helped him apply for a disability waiver. Before we could finish that process, he stormed out of my place. I had finally saw a path, and he was slipping through my fingers. As much as he wanted to run again, this court stuff meant he couldn't leave. This bought us enough time. I finally was able to get services, and he got placed in a group home, started seeing some mental health professionals, and finally got through his court procedures. My brother has been living in a group home ever since. His ability to stay put has had him moving placement about every 6 months. He still struggles with oxygen and mental health. He's stopped doing drugs, but the time that he did really took a toll on his physical health. I'm the person he calls when he's struggling, when he needs assistance with something, when he needs extra supplies, and when he needs help with his providers. I am not his guardian, but I'm the person who answers the phone and helps keep all the pieces from falling apart. On paper, he lives in a group home and he gets services. In real life, I'm the person who keeps all that from falling apart and make it actually work. I may not be his legal guardian, but I am the one who takes the late night calls, tracks the details, talks to the providers, and quietly fixes things when the system drops him. It's a lot of invisible caretaking that almost no one sees, but it's shaped how I show up as a caretaker in every other part of my life. This invisible work is a big part of why I'm making this channel. If these kinds of stories resonate with you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for the next one.